Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Genesis Center for Spiritual Living in Renton, Washington. My name is ChristineEss, and I am a spiritual practitioner here at Genesis Center for Spiritual Living. And it is my great honor and pleasure to lead us in meditation this morning. So this morning we're going to do a 20-minute meditation service. And this is an invitation for you to just find a comfortable seat and sink into that and just have some time for your soul to just rest. So I'm going to do some speaking to guide us into that process. So let us begin. Let us begin by simply finding our seat. When I do my meditation, I like to allow my spine to be perpendicular to that pull of gravity. And I just feel a string pulling up through the top of my head and a connective cord coming down through my spinal column, feeling that connection deep into the earth. So I just invite you to find your space where you can sit and allow yourself to be fully supported by the chair or furniture or floor beneath you. And allow yourself to just simply come to this moment in stillness. You can close your eyes if it's comfortable for you, or if you have a focal point to gaze at while we do our meditation. I just invite you to turn your attention to your breath. Notice your breathing. Notice the speed at which your breaths cycle. Notice the depth to which you pull in air into your body and lungs. Just notice where you are in this moment. And as you pay attention, allow yourself to deepen your breath and slow your breathing. Allow yourself to take a long, deep breath in. Hold it a second at the top of that breath with your lungs full of air, and then allow it to release gently and consistently. Not in a rush where it leaves you collapsed, but just in a gentle, steady outpour. And then allow yourself to just bring air back in. And as you breathe in, breathe out, and have a moment between where one breath ends and the next begins, notice the circular motion of your breath, how it cycles through as a wheel turning. And allow that process, that circular process, to have a firm consistency on all edges of that turning wheel. Recognize the support you experience from your spine, from your body, from your environment, through the beginning of the breath, the middle, the top, the open, the exhale, the release. Allow yourself to experience the support of that chair, of your own spine, of the environment around you supplying air for you to breathe. Notice the support you experience in every phase of this singular experience. So as we continue to focus on the cycle of our breath, let us just recognize that it is through this cycle that we move forward into the next thing that we do with our day. It is this circular experience that will carry us through our day today. It is this circular experience that will carry us through our week. Our breath, the circular experience of breathing, it will be there as we experience relationship. It will be there as we experience our own health and well-being. It will be there as we experience any aspect of life there is to experience. So we just allow ourselves to recognize that circular pattern as even, consistent, whole, and perfect. And as that cycle turns, we allow it to move us into our next idea of a beautiful moment, of beautiful co-creation with the divine. And as we inhale, we recognize the receiving principle and our own ability to receive support, love, and care as we go about doing what is ours to do. And on the exhale, we feel that invitation to release that which is no longer serving us. On the exhale, we also give openly and freely our service, our love, our compassion. And as we breathe in, recognize that we are supported by service, by love, and through compassion. So as we inhale, we allow that receptivity within our own being to open up in gratitude. By simply saying thank you. And as we exhale and we give back, it is still with gratitude for the opportunity for service. For it is through sacred service we find our purpose. It is through the giving and the receiving of love that we find our purpose. It is through the giving and receiving of compassion we find our home. We continue to just notice our breath. That cycling process that supports us, feeds us, and allows us to unburden ourselves with that which is no longer serving us. So we receive with gratitude. We release with gratitude. And in the center of this wheel, we just recognize all this activity circles around and centers around that most important aspect of life itself, which is love in expression. That core that is consistently available as just pure white light. the inexhaustible love of the divine. And all activity circles around that center pillar of divine wisdom, divine love, divine life, constantly expressing as our breath. And so as we continue to focus on our breath, we just allow this to be our sacred practice of receiving and of giving, of receiving and releasing, receiving and giving, receiving and releasing. Receiving grace, receiving the ease through which we may operate, releasing any physical tension, scanning our body to find that which is no longer serving and simply allowing it to release. And if tension does not want to release, we just receive into it grace, patience, compassion. We see the divinity in every aspect of our own being, and we allow ourselves to experience divine love. And we allow our aspects that feel stuck to open and release. In the circular process, as we just continue to unfold, and we keep our attention on our breath and just allow ourselves to receive air from our environment with grace. And we release our breath generously in recognition that we are in the flow of life itself. Breathing in, breathing out. A process supported beautifully and evenly through every aspect. Cycling gracefully, we receive in gratitude. Release in gratitude. Receiving in gratitude. Giving in gratitude. Holding our attention on our breath in recognition of our participation in the flow of life. Allowing ourselves to participate so gracefully in the exchange of giving and receiving. Drawing in and receiving. Exhaling and releasing. Divine love experienced through grace in me, as me, and through me, represented by my breath. I allow grace to move through and prepare the space in my being, every corner of my being, for a deep, full experience of that divine love. And I just welcome and receive it into every aspect of my being. And as I release that which I am given and full of, which is that divine love. As I make space for it in my being, as I release, there is nothing to go forth from me other than divine love out into the universe, in all of my relationships and interactions with people, with the planet, with my own mind, with all that I encounter. In every way I live, move, and have my being, I just allow that divine love as my motivator. It is the only thing that can motivate me when that is all I have made space for in my being. So it is with deep gratitude that I recognize I have created space within my own self this morning. Created that space for divine love to activate in, as, and through me. And so I just recognize that this is how I move forward in my day, in my week, in my year, in my life. And so as you feel ready to come back, bring your awareness back to the room in which you sit, be it here with us in Renton at the Carco Theater, in your own home, in whatever space you have found this morning to have this sacred time together. I invite you to bring your awareness back. Open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you for joining us this morning. Our Sunday morning service will begin at 10 o'clock on Facebook and also in person here in Renton, Washington. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.